It is debut for the LEC first seed going against the fourth seed from the LCK. G2 going against Dplus Kia. Game number 5 on day 1 of the Swiss stage.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
And we go straight into this with G2 on the blue side, with Broken Blake on the Renekton, Yike on the Maokai, Caps on the Orianna, Hansam on the signature champion Draven, and Mickey on the Renata. And on the other side, DK coming in with Kenna on the Jace, Canyon on the Rel, Showmaker on the Azir, Deft on the Varus, and Kellen on the Alistair. And we've already seen G2 taking the first dragon of the game. Yike will secure the first Herald, and we go down into the bot lane, where Mickey with a handshake on Deft pulls him in. Kellen immediately goes in with the WQ to keep Hansama away from Deft, but he will take a fair amount of damage himself, and then the whirling Deft will take him down. The flash couldn't save him, it was burnt in vain, and now we see Kenna trying to crash a wave into the turret of Broken Blade, but he's joined by his jungler. Yai comes in, and together they take down the Jace. We see Shelly after 11 minutes crushing into the top lane turret, and here we go again, Broken Blade, this time joined by Caps on the Orianna. The W of Broken Blade connects for the stun, and Kenna goes down for the second time. The turret will go down after 30 minutes, and the second dragon will be a contested one. Yike and Satsama go in with the Nature's Grasp, but Kellen Hex flash over the wall, and the headbutt into the Emperor's Divide will force the jungler and the ADC of G2 into their grey screen. The dragon is secured for DK. And finally, Dplus Kia have set a foot into this match. But immediately G2 taking the next Herald, unleashing Shelly in the mid lane, taking the next dragon. And we're already 19.5 minutes into the game as we watch the bot lane. The Nature's Grasp is creeping in onto Showmaker and Canyon. They are trapped in between all 5 members of G2. And down goes Showmaker. Canyon gets followed by Yike and knocked back, but he will make it out of there alive as Callan forces Mickey and Hansama into the jungle. All members of G2 now at half HP or below, but here comes Broken Blade with a slice and dice onto Callan, and then he immediately takes out Kenna. Hansama follows with a kill on Callan, and in the end it will be 3 kills traded in for the mid lane tier 1. And we're already 21 minutes into the game as we see another Nature's Grasp, this time connecting to Kellen. Yike immediately goes for Deft, keeps him from dealing damage, and down goes Kellen for what will be the 4th kill of Hansama already. And now G2, they are going for the Baronesha. Outside of the pit, it's Canyon on his rail, patiently waiting for the health bar to drop below 3,000, and in he goes. Crash down into the Magnet Storm, and here goes the Baron to DK. A double kill for Kenna, and G2, they were just careless about the Grell, waiting for exactly this moment, and they will be punished for it. The red carpet is rolled out for Dplus Kia to come back into this game. And we take a look at Kenna and Canyon, the Jace with a shock blast. The Rel goes in again, but this time, Yike has the finger on the trigger. Soul point for G2. Kenna then taking the tier 2 in the bot lane, and in we go for the second Baron. Nobody of G2 around, and this purple worm was just given away for free. And after 30 minutes we look at Broken Blade going for Deft there, stuns him, but in comes Canyon, in comes Callan. Deft flashes over the wall and lets rain down his hail of arrows onto the Renekton, who gets taken out. No bailout for Broken Blade. But the LCK 4th seed too far away from the dragon, it gets burnt down, and then it will be secured by Yike. But he's now against an angry Jace, and an Azir will be taken out soon. Mickey for a moment handshaked away the incoming Rel, but he will be sent to the grey screen as well. And so there's 3 kills traded in for the Ocean Soul, which could be very heavy against this poke comp of DK. As we see Caps here, ganked on by Canyon and by Deft, goes into the stasis, flashes out of it, but gets instantly knocked into the walls, but somehow he finds his Q to take out Deft. Before he gets taken out, it's a trade 1-for-1 and an epic play by the G2 mid laner. And now it is the rest of GQ closing in, going for Showmaker and Canyon. They haven't spotted Callan, just passed by him. Canyon gets rooted, and then it is Yai going in with a twisted advance into the Bramble Smash. He knocks him into the midst of G2 destruction. Hansama gets the kill, but now it is Callan and Kenna coming in, but Callan, he will find an early grave. Double kill for Hansama, now they're pulling in Kenna. Mickey with the Renata handshake into the shutdown. DK, they try to save the mid laner instead of pushing any lane. And after tearing down the tier 1, we will find G2 again at the Baron Pit for the 3rd time. But this time, in person of Mickey, they keep the Rel far enough from the pit. It took them 3 attempts, but now G2, they have a Baronesha. But what really counts is this, Elder Drake. Just a minute later, we're at the pit, where we take a look at Kellen closing in from below, where he gets taken out by Hans Sommer. And so it is a 5v4 in favor for G2. DK, they back away, they give up this dragon. And with the Elder buff secured, they are now pushing through the mid lane, going for the base of the LCK 4th seed, and they tear down every structure in their way. Standing now in front of an inhibitor, they will tear it down. But they decide to not go further, but instead turn the backs on the base to come back through the top lane. We're already 40 minutes into the game, the Nature's Grass is creeping in. And again, it's the inhib turret and the inhibitor taken down. But G2, they won't go further. They turn their backs again on the base. And now this is Kenyon going in with the Elder Stun connects, but then the Blast Cone sends both away. Kenyon now at the river entrance while his team is closing in from the mid lane. Engaged on by Broken Blade. He tried to find Showmaker and Def. Kellen, being the front laner on the Alistar, he sacrifices himself to keep G2 away from the back line. And then it is Yai going in with the Twisted Advance onto Kenna, turns golden. Hans Sommer with the double kill on Showmaker and Kenna. DK is now finally falling apart. This is it. G2 is pushing towards the base. Deft will be not more than just a kill to be taken on the way to the Nexus. The GA procs. The GA can't save him. This is it. The LEC first seed will continue to the 1-0 pool.